It's high time that Lancaster, that Pennsylvania, and that the nation realizes what happened in this place.
April 1st, 30 days to go. There are people who have been thinking about this project quite literally for 27 years. When people ask how long we've been working on it, I say 5 years or 15 years or 25 years, really depending on who you ask. And so I think when we launch this into the world, it's going to feel like the birth of a very large 25,000 square foot baby, but an endeavor and a project that's been born out of so much love and excitement and enthusiasm.
So here we have the gift of being in the space, or as Lin-Manuel would say, in the room where it happened. We're in this space that was inhabited by the people who we're talking about. So it gets very intimate and personal in that regard.
We are at a moment in which our democracy is under threat. And many people feel as though we are in a current fight to rescue our nation, to rescue our values as a nation. And when we find ourselves in that fight, it can oftentimes feel like we're doing this for the first time. And what this center reminds us is that this has been fought for before by people like Thaddeus Stevens, by people like Lydia Hamilton Smith.
So I think the fact that we're taking a story that is central to this explosive moment in the nation's history and shining light on it from a new angle, this man who saw the possibility of using the law in Congress to effect constitutional change that would free people, that would guarantee their rights, that would give them the vote. Those are the very things that are being argued about and discussed in the streets of America today. And here's a man 150, 160, 70 years ago who knew these issues had to be addressed, and he addressed them. And we get to address them again.
To include Lydia Hamilton Smith is personally meaningful to me as a historian of African American women's history. She was important in her own right. I think telling the stories of Thaddeus Stevens' life and Lydia Hamilton Smith's life together is really important because it shows the possibilities for telling an interracial story of America. You see two people who have had a tremendous impact on the nation. And I think it takes a lot of courage to integrate those stories and not sideline African Americans in a broader national narrative.
Darlene Colon, who has been portraying Lydia for many years in the community, served as the model for this dress. So in a way, we have a piece of Darlene's spirit in here as part of Lydia's spirit.
Change in any community, it may start with an individual, but it's not an individual effort. And it takes groups of like-minded folks to gather around an idea and support it and sacrifice for it and take risks for it. It's decades in the making. This house was going to be torn down at one point, and the community rallied behind the Historic Preservation Trust and said, you cannot do that. It's a monumental accomplishment, and it's one that scores of people over scores of years have brought about. This is not just the work of Lancaster history.
I remember looking at the blueprints and walking in here for the first time and kind of doing a double take and saying there's no way this building is going to look this way when we're done. But just through a lot of time and effort, here we are. We all put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this. There was definitely everybody being local, a lot of pride that went into the project. I could feel the pride every day when I came to work. Just really enjoyed working with everybody and the memories that we made on this project. And I hope the memories last as long for everybody else as they will for me.
When people think of Lancaster, they think of the agriculture, the Amish tours, and a lot of the county. I think not too many people realize the power that the city has. This is an opportunity to highlight the history that exists in our city, and there's an opportunity for us to take pride in that. So I think nationally, it's going to be exciting to welcome people from all walks of life to our small little city and see that, Lancaster City packs a big punch.
Because I believe that Lancaster's history, right, is this linchpin for Pennsylvania's history. And we are the Keystone State because we are a linchpin of colonial and American history. When we tell more stories about Lancaster, we are telling deeper and better stories about this country as a whole.
When I think about centers like this that are locally specific but have national ramifications, this is a very different version that's situated in Pennsylvania, a site in which slavery is contested, in which freedom is defended. And so I think it is one of a kind in that sense, that it's telling a story that's situated geographically somewhere else other than the South. But they're still engaging with national themes. They're still engaging with people who have transformed the nation.
The floors that I'm sitting on right now, when I got my first tour of the space, I had to be told, be careful where you stand or where you walk. You might fall through the floor. It's fragile. We're working to restore it. We're working to make it better. That is the most literal metaphor for the United States of America that I can possibly come up with. And that's what's on display here at the center.
I think if I would have been able to walk through these doors as a young Jamie, there would have been much more urgency to take action at an earlier age. And I'm very excited for the young students that will be able to come through these doors, that will be able to see the history and the impact that it's had many years later. And I hope they get to have that sense of urgency to advocate and be activists in their own right for justice.
So many institutions shy away from telling complicated stories. So many institutions shy away from telling stories that really sort of create a conflict with our assumptions about what America was in the past. And I think that the curators here have bravely told an honest and true story, and one that we can admire.
Today, just as in the 1850s and 60s, there are a lot of people who are shining a light. And there are a lot of networks of support behind them who want to see the good change happen that this nation said at the very beginning. This is what we strive for. This is what we aspire to be. Today, we aspire to the same ideals, and we have just as courageous people here today to make that happen. But it's our task. Just as it was their task to move the needle then, it's our task to move the needle now. And we can do it.